Hola, hola. This is Ayanna Mojica, Wisdom Medicine Woman, and I am going to be sharing a little bit about Oaxaca through my eyes. So the title of this video is Oaxaca Through My Eyes. There's a huge upsurge of interest in Oaxaca, Mexico, and there's a huge influx of foreigners coming not only to visit as tourists, but to visit to check it out to see if they want to live here. And of course, there has been an increase of Americans who have moved to Oaxaca, and especially a unique group of Black Americans. So, right now, we're making history. There's a history is being made now because there's actually a community of Black expats who have moved to Oaxaca and are living here. Some of them are living here short term, like let's say 6 months, and some are living here long terms. Long term. I came to Oaxaca, Mexico in July 2020. I came because I needed a quiet, safer place to be during the pandemic, something safer than the U.S. Now, I'm a citizen of the U.S. My family's from Puerto Rico. I identify as a Puerto Rican indigenous woman. And I was I was traveling as a digital nomad for several years. And I was visiting Puerto Rico to check out some history, my family history there, and the Dominican Republic, doing the same thing, checking out history and family there. And I was doing that as a digital nomad, living and working in one place anywhere from a month to 6 months, a month to 6 weeks. So I had finished up my work play in Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic, and I went back to the States to get some things out of storage when the world declared that we were in pandemic. And I knew that I did not want to be and I was in California. I did not want to be there during the craziness. And I remember this dream I had. I had a recurrent dream of the abuelas de las montañas de Oaxaca llamándome. So these grandmothers from the mountains of Oaxaca were calling me to come. That was in 2019. So when the borders closed, I said to myself, I have a feeling that the Mexican border is not closed. I was planning to go to Europe, to Spain, France, Italy, Tunisia, Egypt, a month in each place when all this happened. And of course, those were not open. And so I said, well, I'm going to bail. I came to Oaxaca, Mexico, and really didn't know anything about it. I have a friend that lived here and really didn't know anything about it. I didn't even know how to spell it. Barely knew how to say it. And I came and ended up in a really good place, a really good situation. And so when the 3 months, people still weren't traveling after 3 months, I said, okay, we're gonna ride this out here in Mexico. So that's how I came to, that's like the short version of how I got to Oaxaca, Mexico. My life is pretty mystical and pretty mysterious at many times. And I do everything guided by the Holy Spirit. And, nature is guiding me and everything. So that's how I got here. After 3 months, the first 3 months was basically being quiet because everything was still, beautiful rains, the cycles of nature, because I live in nature, very close to nature. The cycles of nature were happening because we missed the cycles of nature with the noise, right? And it was like for 3 months I got quiet and was able to really deepen into a really restful healing space. And I didn't really want no one but my family and the person whose house I was renting. I didn't want anybody to know where I was. And after those first 3 months and close to the end of 2020, I heard Spirit say, it's important that you let people know where you are, because when you do and people see how well you're doing, they will come. And the coming brings commerce, right? And if they're coming and I know them, those are good people. I knew we were in a reset, and Spirit began to share with me what was going to happen and the potential here. And I had the great opportunity to be at the ground level, one of the pioneers of this amazing. I think we're about to hit a renaissance here with us. And as I began to share more, people wanted to be here, right? People started coming, asking, and I knew there were these Black expat groups throughout Mexico, and leaders were rising up, and these communities were places where the Black Americans were coming because of George Floyd. There was a whole huge racial thing that happened, and people didn't feel safe. Not only African Americans didn't feel safe, no one felt safe. But here in Mexico, in these different communities, there were leaders who were rising, and in the Facebook groups, they said Black Expats of. So in December 2020, I heard Spirit say, start the Black Expats of Oaxaca group. And I didn't want to do it. I really didn't. I didn't want to be bothered with that. And yet at the same time, I always follow the guidance of God. And so I launched the Black Expats of Oaxaca Facebook group, and that just started taking off. So right now in its third year, so I'm here 3 years. The Black Expats of Oaxaca group has been since January 2021, and exactly what I expected. Like, just by how I'm wording things, how I vet members, Oaxaca is definitely the place to be. And our Black Expats of Oaxaca group is growing, it's robust, it's healthy, and more people are showing up. We have families that live here. We have retirees that live here. We have singles that live here. We have couples that live here. We have diverse same-sex people that live here. Entrepreneurs and creatives and innovators, a lot of healers, because Oaxaca is the place for healing and the arts and creativity. And I'm just thrilled to see who's showing up and the community that's coming together. Now, in our community, we all don't live in one spot. You know, the Black Expats of Oaxaca don't live in one spot. Everybody's doing their thing. Most are doing remote work. And so they're spread out, but we do get together, and there's events that are happening, cultural events that are happening, family events that are happening. We have people who have bought businesses here. There's businesses happening here. It's just a beautiful experience, and I just wanted to give you an update. Oaxaca Through My Eyes. Oaxaca Through My Eyes is also my eyes as a seer. I am a gifted seer, prophetess, visionary, as well as a creative and artist, teacher, wisdom medicine woman. I work with the traditional medicines. I'm very connected to the indigenous traditions and the indigenous people and indigenous ways. That's just a little tidbit of who I am and what I do. And I'm a community creator. We have about, someone said to us recently that there were about 30 of us here. But there are, like, out of the group, out of what I see, there are those who come and they're engaging and they want to socialize and show up for everything. And then there are those of us like myself, the way I started, come and go do that thing quietly. No one knows we're around unless we're publicly saying that we're here. So I know of those people who are quiet and hidden, who are here in Oaxaca, that live here. They're thriving here. They're not part of the social group. So I would say there's probably a good 50 who live here. That's men, women, and children. Singles and couples and families. So that's my part one of Oaxaca Through My Eyes, as a wisdom medicine woman, as an indigenous woman, as a woman with Puerto Rican background, who also was educated in the States, I'm bilingual, I'm multicultural, I'm a person of the world. And I want to be sharing more about Oaxaca because Oaxaca is a hot spot right now. It's a hot spot for healing. It's a hot spot for top chefs and food, if you like food. It's a hot spot for the indigenous roots. It's a hot spot right now for this unique community of Black expats coming to Oaxaca, traveling to Oaxaca, living in Oaxaca, doing business in Oaxaca, creating art in Oaxaca. So we're here. I have personally been approached by 4 different movie producers, directors, filmmakers about my story here and about the Afro-Mexicanos that are here, and and the unique thing that's happening here with the Black Expats of Oaxaca. So I want to let you know that. Oaxaca Through My Eyes. If you like more information, if you have questions, please comment, ask the questions, share this, because the more we share, the more we share, the more the algorithms go up and more information goes out. And I really want to let you know that if you have a podcast you'd like me to share on living in Oaxaca, how to get around in Oaxaca, what to do in Oaxaca, what's unique about Oaxaca and our unique group that's very vibrant, reach out to me. I'll leave my contact in the comments and let's have a blast. Oh, the other thing is people reach out to me because I get a high request for to go up to Huautla de Jimenez for the sacred medicine. And I have a direct connection to one of the lineage holders of the sacred medicine, los hongos, they call them, or the sacred mushrooms. So that's another thing that's going on here. I love you. I bless you, and I'll be sharing more about Oaxaca. And if you want me to share more about Oaxaca, what do you want me to share? What do you want me to share? What else is interesting to you? Blessings. Ciao.